Hi there, today I'm looking at the Rapoo 9300M keyboard and mouse combination set. This is a metallic housing chiclet keyboard together with a 1300 DPI mouse, and it uses 3 different types of wireless technology, so Bluetooth 3, Bluetooth 4 and 2.4 gig, so you can connect it to pretty much anything. And these guys are trying to make inroads into the UK market at the moment, and on paper this looks like a really nice keyboard. So let's take a look in the box. Okay, so something I think people like with keyboards is, I hate to say it, but a lot of people like their keyboards, unless you're a gamer out there, like keyboards to be a little like Apple keyboards, because Apple keyboards have always been extremely well constructed. And I'm going to struggle to get into this, aren't I? They've always been extremely well constructed. And I personally went out of my way and spent like £80 on a Microsoft Surface keyboard, because I just wanted to have a metal body keyboard with nice chiclet keys. This, at £30, seems like it offers pretty much the same. So, well, let's take a look. Not only that, you get a mouse with it as well. So there's the mouse. I'll take the mouse out. And I want to see what else is in here, because this could just be a keyboard and a mouse, in which case the unboxing will not be of much interest. But, okay, so nicely packaged. Okay, so we've got a little bit more stuff under here. Wow. Okay, so it comes with batteries for both the keyboard and the mouse. Let's just zoom in and take a little bit of a closer look at this. I went for the white option. You can get this in black as well. So yeah, it's extremely slim. It's currently in the off position. How do we get into here? Pop that open, and we've got 2 AAA batteries for the keyboard that go into there. And the mouse, so the mouse doesn't have any, isn't metal construction. The mouse is just plastic. There's no sort of really kind of nice kind of click there. I do quite like a mouse to have a definite sort of like type sound to it, but more like that. So if I just hold that up to my mic, I prefer these buttons to have but it doesn't have that. That's okay. Let's have a look in here, and this takes a single AA cell, and there we go. There's the USB. That's what I was expecting, and yes, that would make more sense, wouldn't it, to have it on the in the actual mouse, hidden away. Let's just zoom in a little bit closer here on the mouse so you can see in a bit more detail. So this doesn't feel as solid a construction as the keyboard. This is, as part of this combination set, this is probably one of their slightly lower end mice. They also do other kind of gaming mice as well, this company, and they look a little bit more capable. But this, yeah, it looks, you got your Bluetooth there and you got your 2.4 gig. So all their products come across with that whole sort of smart connectivity thing, you know, just multiple types of connectivity, so you're never stuck. Simple switch there. Not bad. This is the instructions that you get with it, just on how to get everything set up. I wouldn't have thought there'd be too much to it, really, because it is just a keyboard and a mouse after all. But the build quality on this is nice. I do like the fact that all this is metal. It's just tidy, isn't it? And you've also got a numeric keypad on a keyboard that's not much wider than a standard keyboard. But if you take a look at this, this is a keyboard with a numeric keypad, and look at the difference in size between those two. Yeah, what a huge difference in size. Difference in thickness as well between the two. This is plastic on the bottom, but has a metal housing on the top. This has a metal housing all across here, and is plastic on the top there. So there we go. I mean, not much more to say. I don't want to talk forever about a keyboard and a mouse, because it is really just a keyboard and a mouse, but it feels good, and it seems fairly sturdy. I'm going to test this. I'm going to try this out. I'm going to be using this with my work laptop, and I'm going to try this out together with the mouse for a week, because at the moment I just type on my laptop keyboard. So I'm going to connect this up and use this for a week and see how I get on. Now, one of the key selling features, I suppose, of this keyboard is the fact that it has 2 or 3, in fact, different types of connectivity. So I think what Rapoo is sort of doing here is kind of making sure that all bases are covered. Not only that, but you can also connect this to multiple devices. So I think you can connect the keyboard to 3 Bluetooth devices, and of course you can use it still on the 2.4 gig dongle. And the mouse you can connect to 2 Bluetooth devices and the 2.4 gig dongle. And to set up those devices, you press the function button and hold down whichever device you're setting up on Bluetooth. That's to start the pairing process. Once it's paired, you can switch between those devices by just pressing function and just tapping the relevant Bluetooth button. If you're using the 2.4 gig again, just press function and 2.4 gig there on the 4 key, and you're back to using the dongle. The only thing I will say is that there's no visual confirmation of any of this, and it's not massively uncommon on keyboards. You wouldn't have an LED. You probably have something somewhere, but it doesn't, from what I can see anyway, there is no visual confirmation of these pairings at all. You just don't know when it's gone into pairing mode. You don't know when, if it's actually accepted your key commands or anything like that. So you just have to kind of wing it and just go on what you see on your actual computer. So let's try hooking this up to a phone. Wouldn't typically hook up a keyboard to a phone, but I'm going to do it anyway and see whether we can get this paired to my iPhone here. So first of all, let's just go into Bluetooth on there, and I'm going to hold down the function and number 1 key for a couple of seconds, get it into pairing mode, and cool. Yeah, we've got our keyboards there showing. We've got Bluetooth 3 and Bluetooth standard. So I'm just going to choose the keyboard, saying we'd like to pair. Fine. And it says it's connected. Good, there we go. So now if I go into something on my keyboard, can I actually just type a new message without, just going to start typing away here. This is a bit awkward to do, actually. Oh, you get the idea anyway. There we go. That works absolutely fine. So I can pair that with my phone. You could use it on a phone, I suppose, if you wanted to type some seriously long messages to somebody, or if I could use it on Google Docs or something like that on my phone. That would be useful. But yeah, super simple to set up. So that's now my phone paired to version 1. So if I now go back to my work laptop, which has the dongle in, I just press function F 2.4 gig, and I'm now back in the 2.4 gig mode. So actually said I didn't have a use for it, but thinking about it, I might just leave that paired. All right, so let's get a little bit geeky here and look closely at the keyboard. I'm not sure how much I can zoom in here, but I'm going to try and get in pretty close. And you can see here that the keys protrude a fair amount up from the actual keyboard itself. There's a reasonable amount of movement there. I think I mentioned on the unboxing about 1.5 mil or so of movement, and it's nice to type. There's a good resistance there. It's not too sort of sloppy to press. So when you press it, it does sort of push back at you a little bit, which I like. I appreciate a keyboard with a bit of feedback. As far as actually typing on it is concerned, well, let's have a listen and see what it sounds like. I've been using the Rapoo 9300M keyboard and mouse for about a week now, and for my usage at work, as a replacement for my laptop keyboard, and actually a replacement for a wired mouse in my case. Yes, believe it or not, I was using a wired mouse. It has worked extremely well. The keyboard's comfortable to use, it's easy to type on, the movement of the keys doesn't tire your hands, there was no sort of extra wrist strain or anything like that from typing on this keyboard. It's quiet. I found it great to use as a replacement. The fact that there's the numeric keyboard on this one as well is nice. Now it does have a laptop configuration, this keyboard, so what I mean by that is they're intentionally making this a narrow device, and therefore they have to have some compromises around this sort of, the keys around this kind of area. So if you take a look, you know, you can see that you have some of these keys up here that might be in unusual places for you. And that, you know, that wasn't really a problem for me because I was using a laptop keyboard anyway. But if you are used to having all your cursor keys kind of here separated out, then it could be a problem for you. I did find the fact that end and home are on function keys, so you have to press function to get these on the left and right cursor. I found that to be a little bit awkward because I use those quite a lot, and therefore that was a bit tricky for me. But again, yeah, you get used to it, and it's perfectly all right. I didn't have any problems with the keyboard. It looks the part. It even sort of attracted some attention from people saying, "Wow, that's a really nice looking keyboard," and kind of people thinking it was some kind of Apple keyboard, and it is. It looks great. It looks really nice on a desk. If you're after that kind of minimalist tech look, that really clean sort of tech look, he says, putting up some nice kind of soft focus pictures on the screen, product photography gone wrong, then this is a great keyboard for you. On the side of the mouse, well, originally I was kind of thinking, well, I don't really like the feel of the buttons. When in the unboxing video I thought I didn't really like the feel of these, but I've actually learned to really like this. And the only thing I would question on the mouse is how good the optical sensor is. It actually says on it invisible optical sensor, because it apparently is. It doesn't actually, most mice you can actually see something under here, or at least most mice that I've used, you can actually see something under here. You can't with this one. And it doesn't seem to be terribly sensitive. I've tried it on certain surfaces that would usually be totally okay with a mouse, and it hasn't worked at all, or has kind of caused glitches. To start with, I thought it was a problem with reception on the 2.4 gig USB side, but it wasn't. It was just the mouse wasn't picking up the surface properly. And it wasn't a big deal for me at work, because I was only using it on a desk at work. And every desk or every table that I've tried this on, it doesn't have a problem. So if you're only going to be using this on a desk, go for it. If you want to use this on glass, or want to use it on anything even vaguely shiny, it is not going to work for you. So overall, the mouse is sensitive. It's 1300 dpi, so standard for a kind of desktop mouse, and it responds well, particularly on a laptop where, the receiver's literally right next to the mouse. It works great. This keyboard, it looks the part, and the fact that it's metal construction is nice, but I compared it very unfairly to this Microsoft Surface keyboard, and I said that the Surface keyboard, as you can see here, has the metal side where the keys are here. The back is the plastic bit. This is the plastic bit here. So all the keys have a metal surround, and that's a key difference. That's a main sort of difference between the two, because this really does feel it doesn't really feel like a premium keyboard at all. It just looks and feels like a keyboard that has had a metal shell taken. So this back bit's metal, and it's just had a sort of plastic keyboard just dumped in it. The keyboard all the keys are surrounded by plastic, and they feel like plastic. When you're tapping away on them, you have the kind of flex that is related to keys that are mounted on plastic. So although the keyboard is fine to use, it still doesn't. It just kind of feels like a product that's had metal put on it just to give it a premium look. I would happily spend £10-20 more to have a keyboard that was fully metal construction throughout. So every key was mounted with a metal surround to give it that really kind of solid feel when you're typing on it. But overall, for £30, remember, for both of them, this isn't bad value at all. If you like the look of this and you're interested in it, then please use the affiliate links, which I'll put in the description below. If you don't, that's fine. But if you do use those, it won't cost you any more, and it will support the channel. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments below. But appreciate your support as ever, and thanks a lot. Bye-bye.